life, yeah, private, sipping on some syrup, I feel Canadian, city life, I might specify, city life, swear it's just a city life, she living such a city life, she just want a silly vibe, she said, just wanna have some fun tonight, she wanna have some fun out in the city tonight, told that hoe you wanna sip some syrup like you Canadian, city life, how you make your money.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the City Life Project YouTube channel for yet another preview, picks, and predictions video covering episode 3 and 4 of the first round of the Road to UFC Season 4 Shanghai. And great start to Season 4 yesterday now, episode 1 and 2. I would say on both cards, there was like 1 or 2 fights that were meh. The rest pretty much delivered. I mean, it reminded me of a run-of-the-mill Dana White Contender Series with just like the condensed card, 5 fights where 3, sometimes even 4 out of the 5 deliver. So this is always a fun tournament. This is always a fun show. I love that we get a little bit of Road to UFC. It's like a teaser to Dana White Contender Series where there's a lot more familiar names as we watch. Well, I mean, our community watches everything, but as most of the community follows the regional MMA scene, cover LFA, Cage for UFC, etc., even the Brazilian scene, which we see more of those guys in Dana White Contender Series, where Road to UFC is like the Dana White Contender Series in tournament form for the lesser organizations out east. Glad that they brought Oceania into this one, and or the Oceanic areas and leagues into this one, and I'm hoping that in season 5 that they start bringing in more UAE warriors, more brave guys. Tell PFL and their Mena to frig off Leahy. Good to see you, Duff Patty, in the chat. Let's get to episode 3. We'll do episode 3 and 4 in this before we all go to bed and wake up in a few hours to watch the fight. So let's start with Shogo Sato against Kitt Campbell. Kitt Campbell out of Australia. He's been fighting in Eternal MMA for a little while. 30 years of age, 14-7-0 as a pro. He is 4-1 in his last 5 fights on a 2-fight win streak. He fought 5 months ago, knocked out a 7-3 guy. And before then, beat Matt Vale, who's actually pretty good. I would say a decent regional prospect, and he was able to beat him unanimous decision. He's a very good striker, Kitt Campbell. I would say well-rounded MMA guy at this point in his career, but striking is his bread and butter. Shogo Sato, 5-0 as a pro. He's coming in as the underdog in this one, 31 years of age. He's been fighting in Pancrase his whole pro career, and he's actually the champion, beating a 6-5 guy who he finished in the second round. This guy's pretty good, 17-9, but other than that, hasn't really faced the best opponents. Pancrase is not the deepest promotion. Their higher end fights are really, really good, and even their blood shows, which are kind of like the Young Eagles show for ACA, kind of like the Fury Amateur Series level. They're still exciting shows, but not the most high level stuff. So I'm going to go with Kitt Campbell in this one. He's got wicked KO power. He's fought better competition. As you guys can see here, 8 KO TKOs, 2 submissions, 4 decisions, 9-3 in Hex. And he's currently the Hex champion right now as well. He did lose to Kevin Jusset, who's, I guess, going back to Hex or maybe Eternal. Oh, wait. Was Jusset signed by the PFL yet? Anyways, I know he was cut by the UFC. Sato is fun to watch. He's got a savage style, loves to do damage on the ground, good grappler overall. So he might be able to out wrestle Kitt Campbell. I mean, maybe that's why the odds are a little bit close here, but I do think this will likely stay on the feet. I think Kitt Campbell will keep this on the feet, and I think he'll be able to piece him up. Sato is fast, but Kitt Campbell's got good kicks. He's got a good Muay Thai striking style, and he can get into brawls, man. So we're going Kitt Campbell in this one. All right, back to some of the tournament fights here. As we flip the page, we have Jack Baker against Jahyun Park. Jahyun Park 7-3 as a pro, 3-2 in his last 5 fights. He's a slight underdog in this one, but he's the young gun, 23 years of age. Becker 32 out of Perth. He's the favorite in this one. 3-2 in his last 5 fights on a 2-fight win streak, like I said. Training out of TriStar. Interestingly enough, 4 KO TKOs, 5 submissions, 4 decisions. He's never been submitted, but he has been KO'd twice. 5-3 in Eternal, 2-1 in Heat. He hasn't fought in almost a year. He did get a knockout in the first round in his last fight. Beat Matsumoto. Okay. Let's just Togo. He's fought some decent guys. Oh, that's a nasty loss. Losing your belt and breaking your leg. We've seen that story way too many times. Decent guy. Yeah, decent guy. Hasn't fought in a while and has faced some pretty jarring injuries in his career. Jahyun Park, 7-3 as a pro. Like I said, young gun coming into this one, training out of the Korean Zombies camp. 3 KO TKO, 2 submissions, 2 submissions, primarily fighting in AFC, where he went 6-2. By the way, AFC, a decent promotion, but like super small cage, and like you can tell right away the talent discrepancy among some of the guys there. He did fight in TKZ's promotion, his last fight against a pretty good guy, an undefeated guy on the rise. And he finished him in the 3rd round. Before then, he lost his title in AFC against a solid opponent, 8-1 guy, 9-3 now out of Australia. But he did win the AFC title against a 6-1 guy. Honestly, his record's pretty good, man. His record's pretty good for developing an AFC and Angel House almost like exclusively. Pretty good. I think he's a really, really good underdog. If you guys, want to gamble on this card, I mean, like Dana White Contender Series, these are hostile territory for gambling. But I would say, just to highlight some of the good underdogs on these next 2, on episode 3 and 4, I like him as an underdog, but I am picking Jack to win this one. Jahyun Park has only lost to good guys, though. I actually should he fought and road to UFC last year and lost to Shin Haraguchi. So like in his entire career, he's only lost to good opponents. But Jack Becker, very good striker, kickboxing, Muay Thai style, utilizes his kicks very well. Veteran, so pretty well rounded, but better striker overall. Jahyun Park, again, still young, so like he's quick, he's got power, but like his head movement, footwork's not necessarily there. We're going up against a striker and a guy who's developed striking in MMA in particular from a Muay Thai and kickboxing background. Like, even if the speed is not quite on par, like, man, he should still have the upper hand technique-wise, as he is the more dynamic and technical striker. Hyun Park is not the worst wrestler, but saying not the worst wrestler on the AFC scene. Again, I do think Eternal is just a little bit better. He might have to lean on that to win this fight. I don't think Jack will allow him, and I think Jack ultimately will win on the feet, either TKO or just do more damage 3 rounds, because the Koreans are tough as nails. But again, not a bad underdog because he does have power, and who knows? Let's see if he employs his grappling. I got a few bucks on Jack. Let's go. Yo, what's up, King James? Good to see you. Who happened to Sage Northcutt? What's his deal? Did he give up an MMA after the brutal KO? No, he actually came back and got a wicked flying armbar, and then one championship dicked him around, and he left one championship now. So he's officially a free agent. Get him back to the UFC. Sage's ready to come back, with the organization he signed with fell apart. Oh, so he had a fight after one that he was signed with? All right, next fight we have Kuya Ito. Yeah, because Sage is still really young. Well, relatively young. Kuya Ito against Sim K. Zhang. Kuya Ito 17-8-1 as a pro against a 6-1 fighter out of Singapore. This should be a fun fight. This should be a fun fight. Both these guys are very good. Ito's the underdog despite having a lot more experience. That just shows the level. It's just a reflection of the level of competition in which these guys have been fighting throughout their careers. Ito will fight a good guy and then a couple cans, then a really good guy, then a couple cans, whereas Cobra Zhang has fought pretty much only good guys in his development. He's only 27 years of age. 2 KO TKOs, 3 submissions, 1 decision. He's the KSK MMA Festival champ, where he beat a now 6-2, but at the time 6-0 guy. Lost via flying knee on road to UFC 2 years ago, so hasn't been super active. And then beat a 6-0 guy in Brave when he was 3-0. And a 2-0 guy after that. On the amateur scene, he went 7-1, winning a couple amateur titles as well. Kuya Ito, 17-18 and 1. Brave gym guy, so he's got good grappling. 13 decisions, 4 KO TKOs, and 0 submissions, ladies and gentlemen.
Emotional
1-1 in Rosin, 13-2-1 in friggin' Grotchen, and he went 2-2 in War Dog cage fight. He is the Grotchen champion right now. And he's the Eternal MMA champion. So that's pretty cool. He is a 2-division champion in Eternal and Grotchen. Eternal is a better promotion than Grotchen, but he did fight a better guy in Grotchen to win that particular title. He's on a 4-fight win streak. I would say 3 out of the 4 are good opponents. Abe's a good win. See, this is what I mean, though, right? This is what I mean. He's just been a Grotchen guy through and through, man. Which Grotchen is like, it's lower level than deep. So I am going to go with the favorite on this one. I am going to go with the fighter out of Singapore, Cobra Zhang. Only fought good opponents. He's a really good wrestler. I do think Ito's striking is better, but Zhang's wrestling should be able to nullify that. He shouldn't even get hit much at all, to be perfectly honest, before taking him to the ground. He's not very dangerous, and he wins a lot of decisions. That is Ito, despite him being the better striker. Volume guy, but doesn't land a lot. Sometimes gets a little crazy and can blitz. That's Japanese MMA for you. I do like Cobra's submission game, his ground and pound. I mean, he's just more of a force. He's very strong, and I just think he's more dangerous once he gets the fights to the ground, whereas Ito isn't as dangerous, where he's more comfortable, in my opinion, which that is on the feet. So I'm going to go with Cobra Zhang to win this one. This is a heavy favorite card, by the way, guys. Heavy favorite card. Deni said he'd sign Sage after a couple more years of experience, but that was years ago. Yeah, and I think he only had like 2 fights in those few years of experience. Did you see India's biggest prospect get knocked out horribly? Yes, I did. But leave it to the American to save Indian mixed martial arts in Manshar Kara. Not that he deserved to win. I actually thought he lost that fight, but yeah. No, I'm going to be covering the road to UFC events, episode 3 and 4. But William, Rush Hour Fight Club, my boy Jay, he will be covering the one championship events, and then the next fight night and numbered card we will be covering on the channel as well. Good to see you, William. Good to see you. All right, we have Yawei Ren. I just keep thinking of that Kenny versus Spenny episode. I'm harnessing the power of Yahweh. Yawei Ren out of China, 8-3 as a pro, going up against Deni Daffa, who is 6-1 out of Indonesia. He is 4-1 in his last 5 fights on a 2-fight win streak. He is fighting out of One Pride MMA, which again, all of their fights are free on YouTube. They are a very fun promotion, a lot of wicked knockouts, a lot of fun fights. It's not the highest level, but what I do like is they are sending guys to other bigger promotions. They are getting the UFC's attention for this particular tournament, which is cool to see. And I think they almost have 1 million subscribers, so go check them out. 2 of their highlights made our membership stream regional MMA highlight list last week, actually. 3 KO TKOs, 3 submissions. He's finished every single one of his opponents. Having said that, his opponent's not the greatest. A lot of his wins, every single one except for one, or actually no, every single one of his wins, he's never gone to decision, even in a loss. But all of his wins have come in the first round. And all of them, well, pretty much all of them are, he gets his opponent to the ground and then goes to work, whether it's ground and pound or a submission. He doesn't have the best striking, but it's getting better. He's just an animal when it comes to his ground game. Yawei Ren 8-3 on a 4-5 win streak, and he is the favorite in this one. 6 KO TKOs, 1 submission, 1 decision, 5-2 in Wulin Fang, and 3-1 in JCK. I love JCK. It's such an exciting promotion. It is just, God, it is nonstop action. Yes, episode 1 starts at 6 a.m. Central Time. Episode 2 starts at around 9 or 10, depending how long episode 1 goes. No, I was watching Tough Enough. How bad was it? Again, love JCK. It's a growing promotion. It's awesome. I hope they get back on UFC Fight Pass soon. Wulin Fang, it's been around for a while. It's kind of like Kunlun. There's some good fighters. There's some bad fighters. He beat a 5-1 guy in Wulin Fang. He also beat a 0-2 guy in Wulin Fang. That is Wulin Fang for you, ladies and gentlemen. Where JCK, I truly think JCK is starting to become like the Black Combat of China. You know what I mean? Without the superior rule set. Not good. Uh-oh. What's the series at right now? Because isn't this the Western Finals? I really want to go with Daffa. I really do. I just think overall he's fought better guys. He fought some absolute cans as well, but the good opponents that he fought, and even some of the guys he lost to, like this guy was really good. His striking is really good. I think his takedown defense is good enough. Yeah, we're going with the favorite. We're going all favorites on this card. Good striking, kickboxing style, great power. Yeah, against meh opponents, but Daffa leaves himself open to be hit between him spamming takedowns. Like I said, Daffa, good grappling on the Indonesian scene. So let's see how good it is against someone at the Wulin Fang level, right? Power in his punches, like I said, against bad guys, but still. And Daffa, not the greatest cardio as well, whereas Ren Yawei, he's been fine. You guys may ask, like, well, what do you mean not the greatest cardio? Well, in his loss, it was bad. So yeah, I only have one fight that really went deep. Not in deep. This is One Pride MMA. But still, he did not look good after the second round. He looked gassed. He was huffing and puffing. What's up, Striking Ace? I'm old, Hoptics. I'm old. My knees hurt. My lower back hurts. This is how old I am. I literally have to heat up this fucking rice pack and put it on my lower back after fucking running now. Even stretching every night before bed. Fucking old, dude. What's up, Striking Ace? Good to see you. What else do I have? Fight could go either way because neither of these guys are proven at higher levels just yet, but I am going to go with Ren, whose fights impressed me a little bit more. And with the context of him fighting in better, slightly better guys in a slightly better promotion. Okay, I spent way too much time on that. Co-main. Let's go to the main event of episode 3 here. Oh, yeah. I have all 3 of them on DVD. On VHS. Although, I think number 2 is my favorite. Colt is the G. In a gi. But yeah, Hoppy's a big fan of Three Ninjas as well. I would say out of all the old martial arts movies that we grew up on, I watched all the Bruce Lee ones, but I like the kid ones. I don't know, like Karate Kid. Karate Kid paved the way for Three Ninjas. Tom. Like obviously Three Ninjas was way more cartoony, but like, yeah, I think Karate Kid 2 underrated. A lot of people say is the worst one. Number 1 was obviously the best, but Karate Kid 2 is underrated. You know what an underrated martial arts movie is though? Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Fucking sick movie. I'm pretty sure it won Oscars. Fucking sweet movie. I rewatched it recently and yeah, great. Like there wasn't too much like CGI and stuff in it, which was good because it stands the test of time, which is good. Rocky loves Emily. Three Ninjas, Bloodsport, Blade, great old school films. Crouching Tiger rocks. Bloodsport's amazing as well. Hell yeah. 7 a.m. Eastern. Rocky loves Emily. All right. In the main event of episode 3, ladies and gentlemen, we have Sulangrangbo against Peter Danesoe, the Aslan Viking. Danesoe is out of Thailand. He's 24 years of age. Actually trains out of a pretty good gym in Thailand. He's 8-3 as a pro. 5 KO, TKO, 3 submissions, 0 decisions, finished every single one of his opponents. He trains out of that same gym that Volkanovski goes to and who Kai France goes to in Thailand, Bang Tao. 1-2 in one championship, 3-0 in Legend FC, and he beat a 5-2 guy and a 3-1 guy in his last 2 fights. The guy who he lost to in Road to UFC is very, very good, and he's in the UFC now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he lost a close decision to Carlos Hernandez, but look at all the guys he's beaten, man. Like, as soon as he took a step up in competition, he just hasn't looked back. His opponent out of China, 8-3 as a pro, slight underdog in this one. God, this should be a really good fight because I think he's one of the better prospects on the show. Like, he's developed in good leagues. He's got a really good gym, good training partner, still super young. 8-3, 5-0 in his last 5 fights. 5 KO, TKOs, 1 submission, 2 decisions. So both these guys love to finish their fights. 4-0 in Wulin Fang. He beat a guy making his debut in his last. That's just the thing. This guy's unproven. The talent's there. You watch him, and you're like, okay, like there's something there. But this is his big fucking test, man. And he's learned how to lose early, which is good. He's gone on a run since 2023. But yeah, I have to go with the favorite on this one. I got to go Peter. Dangerous striking, and he's got wicked power. Like, he knocks guys the fuck out, bro. Great gym, like I said, technical striking. Just grappling is getting better. But like, he's just so dangerous on the feet, man. He's so dangerous on the feet. And I mean, he's proven himself against guys who have grappling in their arsenal. Sulangrangbo has really good power, not as polished in his striking, but can knock you down, can hurt you. Solid streak, but only a couple good opponents mixed in there. So we are going the favorite on that one. Again, join us in the morning in a few hours, 7 a.m. Eastern, ladies and gentlemen, for episode 3. Moving over to episode 4, which the main event for this one is fucking sick as well. Let's get into this one. Ip Man was really good as well. Bulletproof Monk with Sean William Scott. Ip Man was really good. I really enjoyed that one. There hasn't been like a good martial arts movie in a while, though. Not one that's like been was talked about and like shared in North America, anyways. I'm sure there's always good ones overseas, but we just keep watching old Bruce Lee movies, man. And Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. All right. Episode 4, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. We have Rui Imura against Van Yi Lem out of Vietnam. He's 5-1 as a pro, 4-1 in his last 5 fights on a 2-fight win streak, 3 KO TKOs, 0 submissions, 2 decisions. He is the Lion Championship champion, beating a 6-2 guy, knocking him out in the first round, and also beat the fuck out of a 2-1 guy, beating him up pretty bad in the third round. So he got back his Lion Championship title after losing it against a 4-1 guy. See, honestly, I really like his resume. Very, very new, but I love how like 2-0 won a title, 3-0 fights a 4-1 guy, and just continues to fight good opponents. Went 2-1 as an amateur. 2 of those fights were modified MMA rules. Coming from the Japanese regional scene, which is just a little bit better than the Vietnamese and just regional scene in which he was fighting on. That's why he is the favorite. Imura, 3-2 in his last 5 fights, 12-4, a lot more experience as well, and still relatively young at 26 years of age. A good grappler, good submission artist, 8 submissions, 1 KO TKO, 3 decisions. Has fought in Pancrase, 12-4 in Pancrase. Beat a 7-1 guy in his last fight. Dude, he finishes guys early, first and second round. First and second round, was a champion in Pancrase. And when he was 3-0, he took on a 5-1 guy to win the belt. And yeah, he's taken on way better opponents throughout his career and has been able to put together pretty good win streaks as well. So no brainer on this one. We're going Imura. Because he's got the death touch, I would say not a bad underdog. Imura is just proven against guys at his level. So again, good finishing ability, but Imura does as well, mind you, on the ground. Better grappler, could out wrestle him. Even if Van Yee has okay wrestling, I think Imura is just at a higher level. Really good submissions, but he could be he could get the upset win, and it could be by brutal KO. Oh, this fight's gonna be fucking sick too. I mean, yes, it's two grapplers going up against each other here, but like this one could be fun, and they might be forced to fight it on the feet. So, Pancrase lifer, right? Hey, what's up, Moise Audio? Good morning. Good morning. I am going to bed after this, and then we're gonna wake up in a few hours to cover these cards. But good morning, sir. Good morning. The Frogman. Yes, we have the Frogman, San Uk Kim against Daichi Kamiya. And honestly, if the Frogman took on anybody else in this tournament, he would probably be the favorite. Now, it is very, very close because Kamiya is dangerous. He is undefeated, 6-0. Maybe dangerous is a stretch, but he's a very good opponent. And he's in the running to having a better picture than Mr. Finland. He trains at a Brave, so he's got wicked grappling, wicked wrestling, 0 KO TKOs, 3 submissions, 2 decisions, 4-0-1 in Pancrase. And he just beat a 7-1 guy in Eternal in Australia. He's been taking on good opponents for a while. 3-2, 4-0 took on an experienced guy. Not sure what happened here, but then a 7-1 guy. A really, really talented wrestler. His jiu-jitsu's looking really good. His striking starting to round out, but yeah, his wrestling is insane, and he's very, very strong. Sang-woo Kim, man, Koreans are just so hard to finish, and they got so much dog in them. 11-3 as a pro on a 2-fight win streak. 4 KO TKO, 3 submissions, 4 decision. He's a way more well-rounded fighter. 7-2 in AFC, but he's taken on some pretty good opponents in AFC, but proved himself in road to UFC last season, where he only lost to Rong Zhu. And it was a really good fight, and it was competitive, and he actually hurt Rong Zhu at some points in that one. And in AFC, only lost to Jahyun Park. Jahyun Park, we talked about on episode 3, a solid prospect on the rise as well. He was the AFC champion back in 2022. And again, hasn't faced the best opponents on paper, but the skill is there. I love this matchup. This one might be forced to be fought on the feet, where I think Kim might get the better of him. But I am still going to go with the Japanese prospect in this one. Again, better picture than Mr. Finland. Insane grappling, insane strength, explosive, shoots a bunch, has fought better guys. Again, I like how well-rounded Kim is. He's looked just as dominant, just as, honestly, more dangerous against lesser opponents, though. I don't know if his grappling is at the same level. Like, it's good, but it's not. It's just not. I don't think it is. It's not. I hope I'm proven wrong, because I'm kind of rooting for Kim, even though I'm picking Kamiya. His boxing is really good, though, especially in the pocket. We saw that against Rong Zhu. I'm pretty sure he dropped Rong Zhu in that fight as well. Throws a lot of volume, so he's going to score when the fight's on the feet. But again, jiu-jitsu, if I'm going to match them up, I like Kamiya's jiu-jitsu a little bit better. He just is hungry to get in the dominant positions, hungry to go for the submissions, hungry to take that back, and I do think that's what he will do. God, I'm losing my voice, and we got back-to-back Road to UFC streams to cover in a few hours, plus LFA, plus Cage Wars. Actually, I forget what we're covering tomorrow night, but check the schedule. It is up. Low MMA addicts don't submit to the 24-hour day. Yo, what's up, No Chill? Good to see you. Thoughts on telling Oceania guys to fuck off to Contender Series? I think it's fine. I think most of these Oceanic guys are on this level anyways. They're kind of in between North America and the Asian scene, so I actually don't mind them here. What I will say, if you're going to bring Oceanic guys, bring some Middle Eastern guys next time, right? Like, fuck PFL MENA. Start bringing in UAE Warriors. Start bringing in some more brave guys. Fight Club Rush tomorrow. Dana White continues pretty much Instagram follower contest, so I'm disappointed with the roster. I haven't looked at this season's roster. If Alvin Guzzi Hines isn't on it, though, I'm fucking rioting. I'm gonna fucking burn this motherfucker to the ground. You're too young for Harold and Kumar. See you later, King James. I'm gonna burn this motherfucker to the ground. All right, we have Queen Zhang against Lawrence Liu. Lawrence Liu out of New Zealand. He's 5-1 as a pro on a 2-fight win streak. Out of CKB, 3 KO TKOs, 2 decisions, 0 submissions. Beat Toby Meach recently, but we saw Toby Meach in Ryzen. Just, he's not the same, bro. He's not the same. And then a 2-2 guy after Toby Meach. So to be perfectly honest, his last 2 fights,
I'm not impressed by your performance.
It really didn't tell me a lot about him. But watching, I think I watched like 3 or 4 of his fights. The skill is there. He's a good striker, and he had a good development as an amateur. Zhang is 16-7-1, has fought a lot more opponents, and I was actually surprised that he's the underdog in this one. I really was. I think he is a very, very good underdog. He's 3-1-1 in his last 5 fights on a 2-fight win streak. Again, Chinese regional guy, Wulin Fang guy, a little bit of JCK and CKF. Like, he's going to fight a few cans, but in there, at least he's getting reps. 9 KO TKOs, 3 submissions, 4 decisions. Also opportunities to build some bad habits, but still 9-2-1 in Wulin Fang, 3-2 in JCK. Fucking love JCK. It's the Black Combat of China. And 1-2 in Chinese Kung Fu Championships. Beat a 7-3 guy, 14-10 in his last 2 fights. Trent Gridham's actually a pretty decent fighter, so no shame in going to a draw. He's just been fighting so many better opponents, man. He's just been fighting so many better opponents. Oh, both of them are on short notice, by the way, because a whole different fight was supposed to happen, and then I think it was Liu who came in, and then one of the original guys dropped out also, and then Zhang came. Anyways, so this fight is just a short notice fight that they put together. I guess it's kind of a coin flip. I would say Liu's a little bit more of a polished striker. His kickboxing is really good. I love how he mixes up his low kicks. Sound enough to keep this on the feet, or just keep it up against the cage. Zhang could blast like a double leg or single leg and take him to the ground. Kind of an upright power puncher. Decent combos to the body. Fuck, on my notes I have Liu, but you know what? I just talked myself into picking Zhang. Fuck the Oceanic guys. Right? No chill. Fuck it, dude. I have it in my notes here. Nope. I'm changing it. I've never done this. I've never done this before. You're a bad influence, no chill. May sign the contract, Hank. Sign the contract. I'm writing Zhang. Yankee swap. Yankee swap. Yankee swap. All right. Little Yankee swap. We're going Zhang. We're going the underdog. Lawrence Liu. Get back in line. Fuck this. This should be a good fight too. If Cruzy isn't in, but the Can Crusher on Izzy's team, I'm going to flip. What it do, Lawrence Liu? They don't have an age for Zhang, so I'm guessing he's 22, but it's the Chinese regional scene. That is true. Myun, Idaho, and Denial versus Hank, Bob Sapp, and James Thompson in Fame MMA. Who wins? Dude, my money is on Hank all day, every day. All day, every day. He's going to make us a lot of money. And then we can put that money in buy UFC, rebrand it Swamp FC. I sell everything I own in Minnesota. We move to Louisiana. and we make the fights that everybody wants to see. Superior rule set action, baby. Superior rule set action. We'll run this shit. We'll run this shit, baby. We'll make so much money. We're gonna make no money. It's an MMA organization. I was gonna say we'll make so much money. We'll bring an NHL team to Louisiana. But that's a pipe dream. We can maybe start another Ice Wars. Which, by the way, I'm bringing on one of the guys covering Ice Wars and Fourth Line Voice on the show next week or the week after. Steve asked, oh, fuck, please, bro. Please. Holy fuck. Hank, Too Smelly, and Kobe Wiggles versus Steve Asplin. I think Steve Asplin still cooks all three. I don't know, though. We'll see. Oh, Steve's like the nicest guy, man. That's what just broke me out of that whole situation. But anyways, Yuji Yannick Ephoeviga, the chef, against Dom Mar Fan, Street Buddha. The chef versus Street Buddha. This is straight up black combat. Now with how badass these guys' names are. 6-2 as a pro for Street Buddha. He's out of Australia. 4-1 in his last 5 fights on a 2-fight win streak. Training out of Team Compton. Fuck, I wish I had some hip hop beats like on cue here. Oh, ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. 1 KO, 2 KO, 3 submissions, 2 decisions. 6-2 in Eternal. Beat 4-1 guy and a 4-0 guy in his last 2 fights. And honestly, lost to Quinlan Salkid, who's a very good fighter. A solid prospect in the UFC. Has been looking pretty good. No shame in losing to him, even though he got choked out in the 2nd round. I like his resume. Oh, that was the rematch against Quinlan? No way. That sucks. As an amateur, won an amateur title and went 5-1 as an amateur. He's a good prospect, but he's going up against Le Chef, who is the heavy favorite. I think the odds are insane on this one. I think this one should be way closer. Seriously. Undefeated, 11-0, 25 years of age. 6 KO, TKOs, 3 submissions, 2 decisions, and undefeated in Shuto. Beat Shimizu in his last fight. Won the Shuto championship. Has beaten a lot of experienced guys, and honestly, for developing in Japan, his record doesn't look too bad. That's actually a pretty good win. I would say Shuto, honestly, is, dare I say, deeper than Pancrase right now. Pound Storm? Jeez. Oh, man. He does have power in his mitts, and he's been falling in love with that. He's been landing on his targets recently, but he's actually a way better grappler than he is a striker. Not the best head movement, but kind of has more of a savage striking style where he loves to grab the wrist and throw elbows, or even in the pocket, instead of throwing jabs or shots to the bodies, will elect to throw elbows, kind of just go full Muay Thai style for a little bit, which is fun. So he's an interesting striker. I think once he puts it all together, he's going to be even more dangerous than he already is. On the ground, he hunts for the back, really good at taking the back or mount a good submission arsenal on the ground. He has been knocking out meh opponents, though, like a lot of these fighters on the Asian scene. I think overall that Street Buddha is more well-rounded, just not as dangerous in the pocket and not as dangerous on the ground. He does have really good jiu-jitsu. He attacks subs like crazy as well. Good wins and really good fights on the regional scene, like we showed. He's more of an offensive grappler than he is a defensive grappler, though, if that makes sense, in that when he's pinned on his back, kind of panics a little bit. You don't see a lot of sweeps out of his games. You don't see a lot of reversals unless it's just pure will. I'm going to muscle my way to top position, which can happen, right? Can happen. He is a dog. I think he's a very, very good underdog. He may be the best underdog on this card, given that it's so big, and he should be only like, in my opinion, he should only be the plus 150. Having said that, I'm going with the chef. I think he's going to further display his polished striking. And if not, well, he's going to get the back and probably get the rear naked choke. All right, last one, ladies and gentlemen. Then we're going to go to fucking bed because we're going to wake up in like 4.5, 5 hours for Road to UFC episode 3. Local man shakes fist. Good to see you. Good to see you. Bet the plus 600. Join us. My next video, every heavyweight prospect in the next world. And Isha, I kid you not, only about 10 of these guys have potential. I am not surprised. And let me guess, 2 of them are Guzzi and Steve Asplin. Road has been great. It's been awesome. You know what I will say? That there are some good heavyweight Koreans. But you know what, though? I take it back. There aren't, because they're actually light heavyweights, right? They get in there like 225 pounds, right? For fuck's sakes. So I take that back. They're just in fun fights because Road FC is and Black Combat are just savage. He is good. But I mean, I don't think he sucks. He's good for that region. He'd probably get cooked in North America. God, I just hope Black Combat starts developing more guys. Please tell me you've watched some of the Black Combat fights. What are your most confident picks? Dude, I'm at the end of the show. So rewind the tape. Good to see you, by the way. I might miss the first one, but as long as they don't start back-to-back, I should catch the second one. Let's go. All right, last fight, ladies and gentlemen. We got The Stalker, which kind of fucked up, but I like it. Bin Z against Kangjie Zhu. He's got too many monikers. The Hypnotist, One Punch Man. Is it One Punch Man? The Hypnotist? Is the Hypnotist the One Punch Man? Does he go with one in certain region? Like, well, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck? 20. You guys are asking me these questions after I already went over it. 20-4 as a Pro 4-1 in his last 5 fights on a 4-fight win streak. 12 KO TKOs, 0 submissions, 8 decisions. I'll go over it all, in conclusion after this one, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. 8 decisions, 1-0 in 1 championship, 6-2 in Chin Woon Men, 4-2 in JCK, love JCK, and 5-0 in Wulin Fang. He's been everywhere on the regional scene in China, and a little dabble in Road to UFC and 1 championship as well. He actually won 2 of his fights in Road to UFC last year against 2 really good opponents. And honestly, in Dragon FC, look, this guy, pretty good. 3 submissions, 6 decisions, actually fought in 1 championship. So I like his resume overall. He didn't just fight cans. Most of them were in Wu Lin Fang. He is talented, though, and he is the favorite for a reason. I'll get into a little bit more details here in a moment. The Stalker, 13-4 on a 5-fight win streak, 27 years of age. Primarily fought out of 1 championship, where he got a lot of finishes. 8-2 in 1 championship, 4 KO TKO, 4 submission, 5 decision. He actually fought on Dana White's Contender Series, which he didn't make it. Fought on the Road to UFC last year and fought 2 decent guys. And the first guy wasn't that great, but Kawana was coming in with some helium. He knocked him out early in the first round before then beat a 13-3 Anga, but that was in 1 Pride MMA, and the rest of the guys were meh, right? Lost to Murad in Contender Series and Jung Young Lee, who Jung Young Lee is pretty good in Road to UFC. I will give him that. His run in 1 championship was awesome. This one should be a fun one, guys. I am going to go with... This one could go either way, okay? I want to say this one could go either way. The odds are close for a reason, so... I'm swinging on the underdog on this one. I'm going with Bin Z. Again, I love this matchup. They were supposed to fight last year. I think Zhu is the faster striker. I think Bin Z hits a little bit harder. Bingzi's never been knocked out. He's got good ground. He's got a good ground game. He's lanky. He doesn't have a slick ground game, but he's good at staying in the position in which he's in. So he's got good control. He's tall. He's lanky. But again, Zhu's very experienced as well, and his last few wins have been awesome. Haraguchi's really good. Ando's really good. Absolutely murked this guy. And dude, you got to watch this highlight. It's so savage. So he's on a good run. They're both on good runs. I'm excited that we finally get to see this fight a year in the making. I think Bingzi's just a little bit more dangerous. He is the stalker and a tiny bit more well-rounded. Zhu has really good power too, though, man. So I did say that Z has maybe more power, but Zhu's dangerous on the feet as well. Fuck, this one's going to be a good one. Flip a coin. I'm going with Bingzi. All right, my favorite underdog on episode 4. I like Zhang up against Lawrence Liu, and I'm going with Bingzi. And on episode 3, I went with all the favorites. I went with all the favorites, but on episode 3, I believe there was one underdog I talked about. Jahyun Park. I like Jahyun Park as an underdog. But I went with all the favorites. So I went with Kitt Campbell, Jack Becker, Sim Kai Xiong, Yawei Ren, and Peter Danesoe. And then on number 4, I went with Imura, but he's a good underdog. He's got knockout power. He's a good underdog. But I went with Imura. I went with Kamiya, but again, Kim, good underdog as well. I went with Zhang as the underdog, even though Lawrence Liu's striking is a little bit more polished. I went with Yuji, Yannick, but Donmar Fan is a very good underdog. Honestly, all the fucking underdogs on this card are good. Seriously, from a betting perspective, all the underdogs have a chance to win on this card. And I'm going with Bingzi on the end. Nice. I think it's good. Let me know. Hey, when it hits, join me in the chat tomorrow morning. I'm going to head out. You should have a great night. You too, Striking Ace. How do you feel about Azamat Nuftilayev? Hold on, let me... Where does he fight again? Casual here. Oh, the dragon. Bro. What was the last fight? Was it a Lash Pride? No. Eris, that's right. So I first saw this guy in Eris. It wasn't in the loss. Yeah, it was against Brandao. And then which one? And then the fight against Santos, again, open fighting champion. That made our members stream like highlights, because that was a good beating. And I didn't watch his last Octagon fight. So I've only watched 2 of his fights. I watched the Brandao fight and I watched his win against Santos. But fuck, he used to be Alice Pride champion, eh? Fun Eagle FC, FFC, Octagon. Fuck, he's just ripping it up in Kazakhstan. Where is he from? Uzbeki? Which fight should I watch? Let's go for that. He's honestly not bad. Hey, no problem, dude. Yeah, like and subscribe. Guys, we already have, let me get them up here for you. We already have the streams up. So go and like them. Ring that bell for notifications so you never miss an upload, so you never miss a live stream. Yeah, heavyweight's just worldwide right now. It's awful. Good thing Phil DeFree's around. What would we do without him? The greatest heavyweight on the planet right now. Oh, geez. That was my office the other day. What the fuck? Well, yeah, check out my Ryzen picks and predictions video. Part 1 here, part 2 there. All right, here's the schedule, guys. So tomorrow, Road to UFC episode 3 and episode 4. Then we got FFC in the evening, Saturday, FCR, LFA, Cage Free FC, Deep Jewels, Deep Tokyo Impact, and Fury FC. Here are the streams that are already set up. We'll be live at 7 a.m. Eastern. It says 6 a.m. I'm Central Time. 7 a.m. Eastern. And then this is probably going to be on at 9. I listed it for 10, but go like them. Go check them out. They're already in the chat. Or sorry, they're already on the channel. And I'll put them in the chat. The semis, I believe, are in like 3 months. They're right after Tough, right before Dana White Contender Series, or like right mixed in that bunch. I appreciate it, dude. I like to pick your brain. I like to I like to learn about some of the guys that you are researching, because you're always researching something in the world of mixed martial arts. I do UFC cards. Yeah, I do predict UFC. UFC, Ryzen are the two that I do every single time. I did a collab with the We Are Ryzen podcast, so members of the channel have the full video. Part 1 is on their channel. So as you guys can see, I do UFC picks and Ryzen picks, but my Ryzen picks are very in-depth. It's like a 2-hour podcast because Ryzen is the greatest promotion on the planet. And then I do UFC live picks as well. But mostly commentary, as you can see. We cover everything under the fucking sun when it comes to commentary. Sounds good, but whoops. Sounds good, buddy. Like I said, I'll be live tomorrow for FFC and Road to UFC. Then Saturday, I'll be live FCR, LFA, Cage Free FC, both deep events, and then Fury FC on Sunday. Nah, dude. Phil got this. Phil got this. Warsec's not going to know what hit him when he gets taken to the ground. Phil DeFree, man. Greatest heavyweight on the planet. All right, guys, I'm fading. I'm tired. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Let me know your picks in the live chat. Smash that like button and subscribe, and we'll see you in like 4 hours for episode 3 of A Road to UFC. Always remember, guys, when it comes to your picks,
just because you get more picks right doesn't mean you're better at predictions than me.
Wise words, ladies and gentlemen. Sign the contract, Hank. Sign the contract.